Just like in 2013, 2017, and 2021, cryptocurrency is exploding again in 2025, and if you've been watching the charts, the headlines, and the flood of money pouring into the digital asset space, you know this isn't just another hype cycle, it's the continuation of a pattern that has played out over more than a decade, a cycle that has minted millionaires, shocked skeptics, and forever changed the way we think about money. To really understand what's happening right now, we have to rewind the tape and look at the big picture, because history doesn't just repeat itself in crypto, it rhymes in dramatic fashion. Back in 2013, Bitcoin was the scrappy outsider, dismissed as nerd money and a bubble destined to pop. It climbed from under 100 to over 1,000, triggering the first real wave of global attention. People who had never even heard the word blockchain were suddenly talking about Bitcoin at dinner tables and in financial newsrooms. But after the euphoria came the crash, prices tumbled, mainstream media declared it dead, and only the die-hard believers stuck around. What they didn't know was that this was only the beginning. Fast forward to 2017, the second great crypto explosion. This time, Bitcoin wasn't alone. Ethereum had arrived with smart contracts, enabling decentralized apps, ecos, and thousands of new tokens. The market went from billions to hundreds of billions, and Bitcoin soared past 20,000 for the first time. The skeptics came back, the bubble narrative resurfaced, and yes, there was another brutal crash. Yet again, the believers held strong, and those who bought the fear eventually rode a wave of history's third great explosion. 2021. That year was unlike anything the financial world had seen. A global pandemic had shaken economies, governments printed trillions in stimulus, and Bitcoin became not just an internet fad but a serious hedge against inflation and a treasury asset for institutions. Tesla bought billions worth, El Salvador made it legal tender, and a tidal wave of retail investors flooded into Coinbase, Binance, and Robinhood. Bitcoin smashed all the way to 69,000. Ethereum nearly touched 5,000, and new categories like DeFi, NFTs, and Metaverse tokens became multi-billion-dollar industries overnight. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, powered by memes and social media, proved that culture itself could become capital. And then, like clockwork, the crash came again. Prices fell 70, 80, even 90% in some altcoins. Headlines screamed crypto winter, and analysts once more declared it dead. But if you've studied these cycles, you know that the winter is always followed by spring, and in 2025, that spring has bloomed into yet another historic bull run. Now here we are, watching history unfold again. Bitcoin has once more broken all-time highs, pushing past psychological resistance levels like 100,000, and the energy in the market feels eerily familiar. But this time, something is different. This isn't just retail traders on Reddit hyping up coins. This is Wall Street, governments, and Fortune 500 companies all getting involved. BlackRock, Fidelity, and Permigan are launching Bitcoin ETFs and custody services. Major banks are building crypto desks. Entire countries are integrating blockchain into their national financial systems. The U.S. government, rather than banning crypto, is actively creating regulatory frameworks to embrace it. The European Union has passed MiCA regulation, standardizing rules across Europe. Asia is rolling out central bank digital currencies. Everywhere you look, adoption isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. And this is why prices are exploding again. We're not just watching speculation, we're watching a once-in-a-generation technology achieve global adoption. Let's talk about the mechanics behind it, because every major crypto explosion in the past has had one key driver, the Bitcoin halving. In 2012, Bitcoin's block reward was cut in half, supply tightened, and the 2013 bull run followed. In 2016, the halving preceded the 2017 bull run. In 2020, the same thing happened leading into 2021. And in 2024, it happened again. The supply of new Bitcoin entering the market was cut in half, just as global demand was starting to rise. Economics 101 tells us what happens next when supply shrinks and demand grows, prices explode. That's what we're seeing right now. This is the fourth great cycle, and history is rhyming once again. But here's the kicker: this cycle is much bigger than just Bitcoin. Ethereum is no longer just the second largest crypto. It's now the backbone of decentralized finance, NFTs, and Web3 applications. With Ethereum 2.0 fully rolled out, transaction fees are lower, scalability is higher, and developers are building at lightning speed. Laramans to solutions like Arbitrum, Optimism, and Skyking are onboarding millions of users. Solana has rebounded from past outages to become one of the fastest growing ecosystems in crypto. XRP is surging after regulatory clarity in the U.S. Cardano continues to expand its smart contract capabilities, and newer players like Avalanche, Aptos, and Sui are making waves. The Altcoin market isn't just speculative, it's filled with real projects solving real problems, and money is pouring in. And let's not forget NFTs and the Metaverse. In 2021, they were mocked as overhyped gems. Today, in 2025, NFTs are the foundation of digital ownership across gaming, art, real estate, and identity. Gamers are earning real income through play-to-earn models. Brands like Nike, Adidas, and Gucci are selling digital goods as NFTs. Musicians and artists are bypassing middlemen and connecting directly with fans through tokenized platforms. The Metaverse isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's becoming the next evolution of the internet, and blockchain is the infrastructure making it possible. DeFi 2 has exploded again. In 2021, it proved that financial services could be decentralized, but scalability and hacks slowed its growth. In 2025, DeFi is safer, faster, and more mainstream. Billions of dollars are locked in lending, borrowing, and yield protocols that operate 24/7 without banks. Institutions are even starting to tap into DeFi liquidity pools for efficiency. Tokenized real-world assets like real estate, stocks, and commodities being traded on-chain, making global finance more accessible than ever. And here's another major driver: AI and crypto are colliding in powerful ways. AI-powered trading bots are making markets more efficient. Decentralized AI platforms are rewarding users with tokens for contributing data and computing power. The fusion of AI and blockchain is one of the hottest new narratives, and investors are piling in. So what does all of this mean for the average investor in 2025? It means that just like in 2013, just like in 2017, and just like in 2021, we are at the cusp of another life-changing wealth transfer. Those who recognize the pattern and act with conviction are positioning themselves for massive gains. Those who ignore it, dismiss it, or wait too long may once again be left behind. Every cycle has its winners and losers, and the difference comes down to timing, knowledge, and courage. Right now, we're watching Bitcoin march towards 6 figures, Ethereum eyeing 5 figures, and altcoins setting up for explosive moves. Meme coins are back in the spotlight, but this time with stronger communities and real use cases. Stablecoins are being integrated into payment systems around the world. Central bank digital currencies are legitimizing blockchain at a national level. And retail investors are flooding back in, fueled by FOMO and the undeniable sense that history is repeating itself. The energy feels just like 2013, 2017, and 2021, but on a much larger scale. Back then, crypto was a niche. Today, it's a global phenomenon. Back then, only a few million people were involved. Today, hundreds of millions of users are part of the ecosystem. Back then, institutional adoption was a dream. Today, it's a reality. That's why this explosion is bigger, faster, and stronger than ever before. And if you're still skeptical, consider this: in every past cycle, Bitcoin didn't just recover, it shattered its previous all-time high by a huge margin. In 2013, it went from 1,000 to nearly nothing, then to 20,000 in 2017. From 20,000, it crashed again, then hit nearly 70,000 in 2021. Do you see the pattern? Each cycle multiplies the previous peak. If history holds true, Bitcoin in this cycle won't just stop at 100,000 or even 200,000. Some analysts are calling for 500,000, even 1 million per Bitcoin in the long run. And while those numbers sound insane, remember, so did 20,000 in 2013. So did 69,000 in 2017. And yet, here we are. The explosion of 2025 is not just about price, it's about transformation. It's about a world waking up to the power of decentralized technology. It's about individuals taking back control of their money. It's about innovation disrupting industries from finance to gaming to real estate. And it's about a new digital economy that is being built right in front of our eyes. So ask yourself this: do you want to be a spectator, or do you want to be a participant? Because history is being written again, and just like in 2013, just like in 2017, just like in 2021, those who recognize the moment will never forget it. Cryptocurrency is exploding again in 2025, and the story is only just beginning.